how we use the SMART principle when we were putting together, or when Stephen was putting together the 6-week Kickstarter challenge. How's it going, guys? Today I just wanted to make a quick video to talk about the Kickstarter challenge. So the next Kickstarter challenge is starting on January 13th. So I believe that is the second, either the second or the third Monday of January. So basically what I wanted to talk about today was how we use the SMART principle when we were putting together, or when Stephen was putting together the 6-week Kickstarter challenge. So basically, what is the SMART principle? So it's an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So that's it's been used in all forms of business, guys. It is a very effective strategy when goal setting. So basically, I'm going to go through each acronym and I'm going to explain how that applies to the Kickstarter challenge. So specific, what is it? What is Kickstarter challenge? Basically, guys, the goal is £14, which would be 1 stone, or for the leaner people, 5% body fat. Okay, so £14 or 5% body fat. It's important to be as specific as possible when you goal setting, guys, because if you're vague, then you can find yourself listing a little bit. You might let yourself allow yourself to think that you're going towards your goal when you're actually kind of staying a little bit still. You're not really going anywhere. So specific as possible. Measurable. So how do we measure weight loss or fat loss on the Kickstarter challenge? So we got the weekly weigh-ins every Monday, no exceptions. Any Monday morning up to Monday evening, as long as it is before your workout. Take your measurements. Day 1, take your measurements. Day 42, take your measurements. And your progress photos, guys. The progress photos are so important. As you guys know, the scales is not 100% accurate. It can go a little bit either way depending on your hydration levels, fed state. If you're a lady, it could be depending on what stage of the cycle you're in. So that is why the progress photos are so important. The scale might not say much, but the photos could tell a completely different story. You get to be completely different underneath, and if you don't have the photos, then you'll be none the wiser. So all of those are going to be logged on your Fighting Fit app again. So weigh-ins on a Monday, measurements day 1, and last day progress photos. Every week if you like. It's not 100% necessary. Maybe week 1, day 1, end of week 3, end of week 6, something like that, or maybe even just day 1 and day 42, whatever you want to do. Okay, so achievable. So how is it achievable to lose either £14 or 5% body fat? Guys, I would recommend any current members that are in Fighting Fit. So if you're a man, if you're over 20% body fat on the scales upstairs, I know that isn't 100% accurate, you might be a little bit lower than that, but if you're over 20% body fat on them scales, this is extremely achievable for you. It's only 2.33 pounds a week for 6 weeks, okay? Women, if you're over 30% body fat on the scales upstairs, this challenge is definitely for you. So how are we going to achieve that 14 pounds of 5% body fat loss over the 6 weeks? Number 1, you got your workouts. Guys, the effective in-house workouts they are some of the most short and effective workouts you can do. Basically, after your workout, after all the calories you've burned, all the weight you've lifted, because we are working in a high intensity zone, so basically your yellow zone or your red zone, you are going to burn extra calories up to a day and a half, up to 36 hours after the workout. So that is the benefit of high intensity interval training. Not only are you getting the benefit and the calorie burn during class, but you'll actually get that added calorie burn for up to a day and a half after the class. Next, you got your Kickstarter book. So if you decide to do Kickstarter challenge, you will receive a book which will have all your portions laid out for you. It'll have a grocery list. It'll have a list of foods that you can eat and foods that you can't eat. Guys, if it is not in the book, do not eat it. Only for 6 weeks. It's because it's there's a couple of different versions of the book, but basically it's all laid out to, depending on how lean or how heavy you are, that'll be depending on which book you get, and it has all your portions on for you. That's why we just can't have any kind of outside thingies coming in. Maybe there'll be a few exceptions, like maybe like a scrape of butter or a bit of milk in your tea. We can make some some compromise on that, but other than that, it'll be whatever's in the book. So basically, you will have your book, shopping list, portions control. It'll be portion of carbs, portion of protein, and a portion of veggies, meal 1. Then you'll have your protein shake. Meal 2 will be carbs, protein, veggies. Meal 3, carbs, protein, and veggies. And if you're on maybe one of the higher programs, so I think possibly the lowest portion Kickstarter book is going to have no servings of fat, so you won't be able to have kind of like peanut butter or coconut oil, kind of like the high fat things. But that's being said, you will be having fat throughout the day. It's not a no fat diet. All the foods you will eat throughout the day will obviously have fat in them. That's the only reason that you won't be able to have that specific serving of fat. In the other programs, the maybe version 2, version 3, I think there is an allowance for 1 serving of fat. So that would be like a teaspoon of peanut butter. I don't know what kind of whatever you like to eat that tends to be high in fat, but good fat, not the bad fats. Obviously, that's a given. You will have your pages that are written out, so you'll be able to write in exactly what you've eaten each day for the whole 6 weeks. That'll be that. And next up, you got a whole recipe book done out for you, all beautiful color pictures, everything. It's just and ingredients, cooking instructions, loads of different recipes to choose from, guys. And again, you will have to use your portions to dole out how much of each meal, of each recipe you're allowed to have, obviously. And at the end of the book, we got this. So we got all the kind of frequently asked questions, tips on how to keep going through the Kickstarter challenge, all that sort of stuff. So that is why the Kickstarter book is essential for achieving the 14 pounds or the 5% body fat loss. Relevant. Actually, no, I got a few more achievables to go through. So, guys, as well as your workouts, your Kickstarter book, obviously you'll be getting your 10,000 steps per day. That is minimum. Your non-exercise activity thermogenesis is so important, guys. If you're not getting at least 10,000 steps per day, you may as well go to the shop, buy 20 Suck of Purple, and sit outside smoking them all day, because it is as bad as in your respiratory system as smoking, not getting 10,000 steps per day, okay? Next, you got a supportive community, guys. We're so lucky in Fighting Fit that whatever way it worked out, everybody that joins this gym is just such a nice person. You will not find, I personally don't think you will ever find a nicer group of people than you will find with all the members in Fighting Fit. Guys, you are so supportive of each other, you're so supportive of us, and it's just made the gym a great place to work, a great environment for everybody to train in, and it's also the community supporting each other has just really, I think, has affected the results in a great way. So thanks for that, guys, and keep up the good work. Let me see, also you have 24/7 access to the coaches via the app. So guys, if you're ever unsure about anything at all, this feature is not used enough. Brandon's always complaining about it. If you have any questions, any worries, any concerns, text us on the Fighting Fit app. You can text me, Brandon, Chris, Stephen, or Sam, whoever you want to text, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Again, another thing, you can book in for a check-in free of charge at any time. Just get in contact with one of the coaches. We'll send you a link, and you'll be able to book into any of the time slots that are available. Up to, I'm not sure how far in advance it goes, but I'm pretty sure it's a couple of weeks anyway, so you can book in to any free slot free of charge for a check-in if you're ever struggling. So use that feature, guys. Again, not a lot of people use it. Get doing it, okay? And what else, guys? This isn't a fad diet. This is basically a diet that teaches you how to build a plate. It teaches you what portion control is. Some people might think that a portion of let me say a portion of potatoes is a certain thing, and then you actually get to see grams and actually looking at the plate. That is what a portion is, because a lot of times people think that they are eating healthy, and they may be eating healthy, but healthy eating does not mean fat loss. You could be eating too much healthy foods. If you're in a calorie surplus, no matter what you're eating, you could be eating carrots till your blimmin' ears fall off, but if you're eating over your calorie target, you will gain weight. It's simple as that. Science doesn't lie, guys. So it's not a fad diet. It is about building your plate. Building your plate, learning to know what portion control is, and it's just basically seeing how you can test yourself and how you can test your own self-discipline for just 6 weeks. 6 weeks, and that is all it is. Let me see. I think that is all my achievables. Relevant. is it relevant? I haven't even written anything down for that, guys, because it is obvious it is relevant. Fighting Fit is a fat loss studio, so yes, of course, losing fat is relevant. I don't even have to say anything else on that. And time bound, so it's absolutely essential that you have a time limit on your weight loss, because if not, you could be trying to lose weight for years. You'll never get where you want to go if you don't have a limit on it. It gives you that motivation to keep striving towards that end date. It's like, if you don't have an end date, you can lose 0.1 of a pound every week and think that is weight loss, but it's not efficient. It's not ideal. So that is why a time limit is essential. So what the time limit is? 6 weeks, 42 days. It is starting on January 13th and it is ending on February 24th. 6 weeks from then. No exceptions, guys. Any late weigh-ins, you are out. Okay. It's just the way it is. It's the only reason that there's no late weigh-ins exceptions, guys, because it isn't fair on the other people who have weighed in on the last day. I know there was a few people that weighed in a little bit late this time. We're cracking down on next time, guys. That won't be allowed because it's just not fair on everybody else, and we are in the interest of fairness in Fighting Fit. So that is how we use the S.M.A.R.T principle to lay out the Kickstarter challenge.